So we're here in Waterstones in the cafe area, so we will hopefully manage to get our signature cutlery rattling at some point during the interview.
And crockery being dropped.
And we're here with Lorraine Gregory, author of Mould and the Poison Plot. Lorraine is a member of the Golden Egg Academy, and she's a graduate, as was indeed James Nicholl, who we interviewed a little while ago. So, Lorraine, tell me about your journey to Snowdon. How has it been getting published, and what's the most exciting thing that's happened?
Gosh, it's been a long journey, really. Probably 6 years. I was one of those people who always wanted to write, wrote loads when I was young, and then when I sort of became adultish, I kind of thought, oh, I'm never going to be an author. I'm never going to do it. It's too hard. No, I couldn't possibly be. Oh, I lived on a council estate. I didn't go to university. I wasn't one of those people who could do. So I just thought, I'll give up. I won't do it. And then it was only really, I kept making up stories in my head, but I didn't write them down anymore until my son was about 4, and then I thought, do you know what? Maybe I can make up a story for him. So I started writing stories for him. And he loved them, and I think there's nothing quite like having a child going, write more every day to make you write more. So that kind of got me into the habit of writing. Obviously it was all rubbish for several years, and then I think finishing something was a big thing for me. It's done, but obviously then you think, oh, maybe this is amazing, but it's obviously not. So I kept writing, and then eventually I found Golden Egg, and actually Mould was the book that I sent in to them, the first 3 chapters. I worked with them for about a year. I worked with Morris and I worked with Imogen.
Brilliant.
And they're amazing. It was all light bulbs and like things I knew but I didn't know.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
That one comment that one or other of them makes you think, yes, and it unlocks a whole new thread of inspiration.
They're very
so
clever
good
like
at
that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that really helped me. So I worked a lot with them, and then I sent it out and I got my agent, Kate Shaw.
Brilliant.
And then I did another edit with Kate.
Yes. Yes.
Because the editing never ends, as you know. And then once that was done, I sent it. She sent it out then to publishers, and I think within about 3 months, which were the very long 3 months.
Yes, I can imagine.
Included some rejections, etc. But then OUP liked it, and then I waited for we're taking it to the meeting, but I didn't imagine I'd get through, because you hear about these meetings. I thought, they're not all going to like it. No. But they did, and they made an offer. And then 2 years later, it came out.
Oh, it's such a long process.
So long.
So I'm guessing that in that 2 years there was yet another edit.
Yeah, so I did more editing with Claire, who's a fabulous editor. Because with me, there wasn't. Most of the plot was okay, but my ending needed so much work and drove me mad, because originally it was quite a bit longer as well. I had to cut like 10,000 words, which when it was already like quite highly edited, and then you're getting another 10,000 words, and then the ending had to change, because I'm really happy with the ending now, but it took me hours of fuming and stressing and screaming to get there.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because the difference, I think, one of the main differences, and we've been to a lot of festivals and listened to writers, between writers who are just starting out and writers who have become either on the verge of making it or have been published, is accepting that what they've written can be better and can be changed, and can be changed for the good. When you're first starting out, you can be quite precious about your story.
Yeah.
And I think the key change is when you learn that your story can actually be told in a variety of ways, and you become happy to experiment with those different ways of telling it.
When you realise that there are these people who are amazingly clever and interested in your book and want to make it as good as possible, then you're actually getting excited about it, because they're going to make it better, and then you think, I can't do it anymore, you always get, but then it clicks and you're like, oh, why didn't I think of that before?
But you need to kind of step away from it. You need somebody else's eyes to look over it because you're so close to it,
yes,
aren't you?
You can do it yourself. That's why I think with Golden Egg as well. You get to a point that you can sort of do yourself like crit groups and workshops and but then you need someone who's got that eye to just look at it and go, actually, from the whole thing, not just editing the first 3 chapters over and over, the whole thing, go, this is what you need structurally to work. And I can't see myself generally, so you need someone else.
Absolutely. So what next? What are you working on now?
Oh, it's actually been, it's a bit stressful because they suddenly just want more books. And you're like, well, I've written one, what's wrong with that?
That should surely be enough.
That's it now, heaven's sake. And also finding the next book that's as good or as better, you know, the next idea. It's not that easy. Plus, you're getting distracted all the time by doing promotion and events and things, and you don't have that sort of time space where you could spend like 3-6 months just writing, because you keep going out and doing events and this and then you do that and whatever. And so I'm finding it quite tricky. I'm writing about 3 different ideas at the moment, and trying to get them in a state to send off to my editor.
A lot of authors talk about that tricky second book, because of course with your first book you've got all the time in the world to write your first draft and play with it, as you say, yourself, and then get other people to look at it, and then the process can take years, and then suddenly once that's out there in the world, you've got a year, as you say, to do whatever you're doing to make ends meet, publicise and promote the first book, and then write and go through the editing process of the second book. You've got to do that all suddenly in a really condensed period of time.
And I think there's an art form to it which I haven't learnt, the way of balancing, because I get distracted by something to do with mould, and then that's what I'm thinking about, and I can't get back into my next project writing thing, so then it's like the next day, so I'm missing. If I could get organised into a sort of day, what do I do in the morning, what do I do in the afternoon or something, that would be great, but I haven't learned it yet.
So can you tell us a bit about mould? What is, or who is mould?
Mould, gosh, I love mould so much. He is a boy who was abandoned in the bin and was found by a lovely woman, Aggie, and she looked after him when he was growing up, and he's very loyal and very, very good, really. I think he wants to know what happened to his family, doesn't know what happened to them, and also he feels a bit different from everyone else because he's got this really big nose, he looks different, although it's only really when he goes to the city that he feels much more, where he lives in the dregs. Everyone's a bit different, everyone's a bit odd, he doesn't mind. But when he's there and everybody's normal, he feels it much more. And he's just desperate to save Aggie because he loves her and he needs to save her. So he goes through a terrible time.
He does go through a terrible time. It really is non-stop drama. Goodness, poor Mould. But his nose is his biggest asset. And
that's why I quite like the idea that something that he hated becomes actually the thing that is the answer. So, because I've got a big nose, which I always hated for years and years growing up, so I thought, and every time you see anyone on the television with a big nose, all these characters, the baddies are always one with a big nose. That's what they use as big nose. Witches, they're all big noses. So I thought, no, my character is going to have a big nose, but he's going to be the hero.
Yeah.
He's going to be the good guy. And it's going to be a good thing that he's having this. So just that whole thing about,
He's a great character. It's written in first-person present tense, which is Rebecca
it's my favourite. Yeah, I cannot write in past tense, no matter what. Even if I set out to do it, I just turn into present tense the whole time. Yeah, it's my favourite.
I know not everybody likes it. But
I
write for grown-ups, though.
It's more common, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I did.
It's unusual for first person.
It is unusual, and to be honest, I wasn't sure that I'd get published because it is first person present, and he's got a dialect.
Yes, I was going to say it's an interesting style.
An interesting,
Very interesting style.
I know.
I like it.
And that's the thing. I think it's kind of like Marmite. Some people will go like, "Oh, love it," straight away, but other people will be like, "Oh, that's
what's
a bit weird."
Really clever, and I've tried this while I've been reading it. What's really clever with the voice of Mould is you can read it as a sort of pseudo-Cockney-ish. You can read it with a Scottish accent, you can read it with a West Country stroke East Anglian accent, because the way you've written it fits all of those. It fits Yorkshire, it fits Lancashire, it fits most regional dialects. You can read it very comfortably in that accent in your head, which is very clever.
But it's so bizarre, because when I heard his voice, the reason I wrote, I didn't think, I'm going to be really clever and write a dialect. It just came into my head. That was his voice, and that's how I wrote it. And for me, it's always been this sort of pseudo-Cockney. That's how I read it. That's how I write it in my head. I'd read it out loud in that voice so I could get it right. But it's only after it's been published people are coming to me and going, it's really clever writing in a Yorkshire accent. I'm like, it hasn't. And someone going, I think, no, it's Scottish, isn't it? I'm like, no, I haven't done any.
But it works.
Yeah.
Which means that he's a character for the people.
Yes.
You can identify with him
wherever you go. Yeah, I know, and I would love to hear people read it in a different accent than what I do, because that amazes me. But that's the thing about books. I think you have them in your head as yours, but when they're published, they become everyone else's, and it's like all the different things. Like you hear feedback about, I hated this character, I like this one, and it's not what you planned and not what you thought, but it's like, they've taken it and it's theirs.
Which has been really fabulous.
It's fabulous and terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm finding the whole people reading, reviewing, really scary.
We've had some cutlery, brilliant. I love the cutlery. There.
Yes, we feel at home.
Signature sound, the cutlery rattling. Yeah. So what's the most interesting question that you've been asked by children, or unusual or weird?
I've had all sorts of school visits and things. What my favourite video game is.
So nothing related to the story at all.
Could I tell them more about Begsy's? Oh, I'm not sure if I should say if people haven't read it.
What happens to Begsy?
Yeah. There'd be more. Why wasn't there more detail?
Gruesome.
I know, and you're like, and there were some people who were really upset about things and whatever. But I haven't so far done a huge amount of school visits yet, so I'm looking forward to getting some more terrible questions from them.
Well, if you've not done that many, you possibly do have a question that you're surprised nobody has asked you yet. Is there a question that you think, I'm really surprised nobody's asked me about?
That's probably not so much a question, but I'm surprised that Blood and Gore, one of my favourite creations. I was so thrilled with Blood and Gore because he's a name and he's a monster and all of this, and I loved him. And no one, I was Skyping a school the other day, and they all drawn pictures of their favourite characters. There wasn't one Blood and Gore. Not one Blood and Gore. They'd all drawn a tattooed toff. And it's just like, well, you think that things will go, and then they go completely differently.
Yes.
Kids, eh?
Unpredictable.
Yes.
That's all part of the fun, though, isn't it?
It's interesting talking to them and getting to meet them. That's why I like doing these kind of workshops and stuff. Very fun.
That was a very original approach to get the children to make up their own potions. I liked that.
Did you do that though so you could steal their ideas and put them in your next
Obviously,
book?
yeah.
Also,
There's always an ulterior motive.
I noticed that Fellow Egg made a note of one of the potions, one of the names of the potion. She said, that's a great name for a book, I'm having that, and wrote it down. Yeah, so they themselves can be a great source of inspiration.
I know, and their minds work so differently, and I tried it. I mean, you don't know. When you come up with these workshop ideas, you don't know if they're going to work. There's a bit of you thinking, God, they might all just look at me and go, what? Shut up. But you think, that sounds like fun. I think I'd like to do that. And you try it, and if you're lucky, because I've done this one quite a few times now, and they sit there and they write, and they love it, and their little imagination
because it gets them thinking and their own imaginations, and they get totally involved. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's about picking that thing from your book that will work well, and not just about It's that
talking at them.
not talking at them, so they're doing things, so they love questions and being asked to give their point of view. They love doing a little bit of activity, and they like being able to do their own thing. You've got to be careful with like the selling thing as well. It can't just be about, this is my book.
Yeah, buy it now.
Buy it now. It has to be something.
I've designed a potion and I've called it Buy My Book.
Yeah, I'm going to sprinkle it all on your heads now.
I'm making a magical potion that will make you all buy my book.
Yeah.
So I think with all of the activities you do, you have to go into it as enjoying that activity and sales. You can't worry about it too much because that's how you go mad, really.
If you're not mad already.
Which you usually are by
to
this
be a
point.
writer, yeah.
There has to be something wrong. Well, you talk to all the voices in your head, don't you? And
love them. I do know.
Brilliant. Well, we'd let you get back to your family and your summer holiday. Thank you ever so much for talking to us.
It's been lovely.
And the best of luck. I look forward to see your next book. I really want to get the last 10 pages of Molefish, because I've left them in a really precarious situation.
No.
It's a great book.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
It's been a pleasure.
thank you.